When you work with some kinds of equipment or plant, there's a high risk of serious injury or death. That's why it's called high-risk work. To do high-risk work in Australia, you must have a licence. All high-risk tests have the same 8 questions on the high-risk licensing system. That certificate you got for passing your course? Need that. Include your honesty. False or misleading information could land you in big trouble. Who can do a high-risk job and who can't? And who says so? Easy, the law. A person's only fully competent if they are licensed. A boss is a boss, but they are not the law. A boss can't have someone doing a high-risk job if that person is not fully competent, unless the person is enrolled in a formal training course and at work being supervised by someone who already has a high-risk licence for the work that person is doing. When you close down a trailer-mounted EWP, there are 7 steps you must take. Step 1. Check that there are no hazards and line the boom up with the chassis. Lower the bottom boom into the cradle, then lower the top boom onto the bottom boom. Step 2. Remove and stow your safety harness. Step 3. Exit the platform, maintaining 3 points of contact. Step 4. Raise the outriggers. Pin them if necessary. Step 5. Put any packing materials away. Step 6. Put the boom strap or locking pin on the boom. Step 7. Turn off the motor. Or, if you are working with a truck-mounted EWP, disengage the power takeoff or PTO. There are procedures to follow each time you start the EWP. Here is an example. Turn the power on. Enter the platform using 3 points of contact. Secure the lanyard to the anchor point. Engage the dead man control. Turn the power on. Carry out the post-start checks. Always check the operating manual of the EWP you will be operating. When you complete work at the end of the day, you need to shut down and secure the work platform. Some of the things you must do when shutting down include leaving the work basket at a safe height, conducting a post-use inspection, completing the logbook, report and record any problems or defects, refuel or recharge following the procedures on your work site. Here's an example.
Refuel procedure is 3/4. We take it round, fill it up with diesel. We like to keep it not empty so that we don't have to bleed it or anything if it does empty out. So being diesel, we make sure it's always got plenty of fuel in it.
You must also follow your worksite's procedures for cleaning and securing the EWP.
Just make sure it's empty. There's no tools that we've left there or any mess there. We pack it away, take the key out, lock it all up and put the key into the office.
Store and secure the lanyards, harness and any other tools or equipment according to your worksite's procedures. When you are operating an EWP, you must always monitor the movement of the boom and the platform to make sure you are working safely and efficiently. You must be on the lookout for any potential hazards. These include pedestrians, vehicles or wildlife entering the work area, changes in weather conditions, changes in ground conditions, for example, any potholes that might have formed. It's part of your job to watch for these and all other hazards. A work plan, sometimes called a job plan, helps to organise the way the job is carried out. Each work site will have its own procedures for developing the work plan. When a work plan is developed, it must take into account things like what plant or equipment is needed, what hazards there are, and how these will be controlled, laws, Australian standards, or manufacturer's instructions which must be followed. Worksite rules and procedures. Work plans also help put the tasks of a job in the order in which they need to be done. This helps to work out when certain plant or equipment will be on the site, what staff are needed to do certain tasks at certain times, the types of hazard controls you will need to set up before a particular type of work starts. For example, the work plan might tell you that in 2 days, traffic controllers will be needed. This way, you can be ready to do your job alongside the traffic controllers. You should discuss the job plan with your supervisor and workmates. Talking and asking questions helps everyone understand what they have to do. It also helps everyone to understand the hazards involved in the job and how these hazards will be controlled. When you drive the EWP to the work area, you must have the basket lowered and retracted. This helps keep the EWP stable as it moves. Plan the path you will travel before you start driving. Look for hazards, then work out how they can be controlled. Some things you have to think about include other vehicles, pedestrians, clearance heights, for example, doorways, keeping your travel speed slow, follow any other rules and procedures for your worksite.